But I think the gripe I have with this message in specific is it's all about the performance of the athlete and not about the achievement of the athlete where they are. Before we get into this video, I want to explain something very, very quickly. What I say isn't a definite, it's not a fact, it's just my opinion on what someone else has said. So let's get into it. My name's Danny Hatcher, expressing my coaching journey, contributing to the coaching conversation. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about something that I saw on one of the podcasts that I watch, Juggernaut, and I'm going to share my opinion on it because I don't necessarily agree with what they're saying.
I think if you're going to look at any coach's, any coach's capabilities, the first thing you should do is take their stable of lifters and basically remove the top lifter. I'd say remove the bottom one, but there's probably a lot of bottom lifters. So,
okay, so to start off with, they talk about getting rid of the top lifter and the bottom lifters, or lifters, the amount they've got. I think this is very dependent on what sort of coach you are. If you're a performance coach, yes, that sort of makes sense. If you're a participation coach, which a lot of coaches I think should be, then I think it's completely irrelevant how good someone is or isn't. Because if you're looking for participation, you don't care if they're good or not. If they're turning up, you're doing your job and you're succeeding as a coach. They do go on to explain that it's not the best performer or the worst performer they would prefer you to look at. It's the breadth of performance that you've got. So do you have 10, 15 good performers, or do you just have that one good one? If you're comparing a coach, would it be better to have one good performer and then a load of bad performers, or a load of average performers and no good performers? This, I think, is very dependent on the sport, the philosophy, and the coaching goal of the individual. If you're in something like powerlifting or weightlifting that they're talking about and comparing that to a bigger game sport like football or rugby or hockey, I don't think it's as important to look for that one good athlete, because if you've got 20, 30 football players that are above average playing in academy football, you've done pretty well for yourself. If you've got 2 or 3 powerlifting athletes that have done well, that's great, but I would say, personally for me anyway, to get numerous people involved in performance sport, that would be a better performance goal than getting one good athlete. However, if you are an elite performance coach and you're looking for the highest performance, then it makes sense to be able to prove that you've got people to that limit. Quick disclaimer, I'm not an elite performance coach. I haven't coached high performing athletes to Olympic medals, world levels, world championships, world records, or anything like that. I've studied sports coaching for 3 years as a sports coaching undergraduate, and I'm doing my master's degree, which is currently 2 years. So I do know some stuff about coaching, more or less than others, and we'll see. But I think the gripe I have with this message in specific is it's all about the performance of the athlete and not about the achievement of the athlete where they are. So if you take someone from not being able to lift at all to being able to lift a moderate amount of weight, that to me is success. If you take someone that is pretty good at lifting to breaking world records, yeah, that's great, but they were already good to start with, they were already involved in the activity, they were already good, and you just made them a little bit better, or have they just developed themselves? So for me, if you take someone from being absolutely atrocious at something to being above average, I would say that's more of a success, and you are a more effective coach, more effective performance coach at a lower performance level than if you were to get someone that's good, just a little bit better. That's my personal view in it. I'd like to hear your views down in the comments below, and we'll have a discussion about it. I still suck at outros. I just end up stumbling over my words.